Hey, yo, what's up? This disciple Marcello Currents rain back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, and you know I don't rock with America. You know why? If you've been watching my videos, you already know. All right, so I want to really just kind of touch on the current situations that's around us. You know, me personally, I am an alliance with Russia. I don't have an alliance with America. I made myself clear. I don't know if you think I live in a cartoon world or if you do. Whichever one it is, you think I live in the cartoon world, you think you live in the cartoon world, but in the real world, right here, right now, these Americans owe me money. I don't care who it is, who gets it. I personally believe uh, the liability belongs to the police institution of America and the Freemasons and the Illuminati. Those three entities. Okay, wayward black people in the black community as well, and and that would be four. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to use your own people to camouflage themselves. That's a seven. They got to use your own people so they can camouflage themselves. So ain't nobody ignorant of black people being used against me, or being used to spy on me, or being used to for the enemy purposes. Period. I'm not ignorant of that. If you are a black person that just walk around thinking every black person loves you, you don't live in those times. A lot of them are used for white people, racist white people. A lot of them are used by the military. A lot of them are used by police. But it's all white American cause. Most of the time, it's racist American cause, white American cause, when it deals most of the times with someone that is of African descent. It's not, I don't care what they telling you they did. At the end of the day, it's another black man dealing with white American cause, white agenda. Look at it for what it is, and not what you don't look at it for what it actually is, instead of what they're stuff that you don't know for sure. Look at what you know for sure. For sure, you know I'm black, and for sure, you know that it's got to be some white people in the middle of that. That's what you do know. Nah, black people don't get down like that. It could be black people in it, but at the all the way at the top, it's white American cause and white cause. Period. I'm not ignorant of that. I don't care how many black people you got running around here. At the end of the day, I'm looking at the white American cause, the white American agenda. That's what I'm looking at. You can't camouflage yourself with me because I know how black people move. I know the principles they live by. So the stuff that you doing ain't black principles. That's a seven. That ain't black principle. And the way you coming at me, you act like I don't got black principles. So how you coming to me without money? Look, I'm not no superhero. I don't have Incredible Hulk underwear on. I'm not a kid in the fantasy world with superhero and all of that. Nah, that's white boy stuff. No disrespect. I ain't saying it in a racist way. It's just it's white people stuff. The black man struggles too hard to not think about anything else but money. What you think? What else is he thinking about? But when you got money and you got time on your hand, you start getting into this crazy little world. That's what happened to a lot of these wayward white people. They got money, so now what's next? They start thinking crazy. They start doing crazy stuff. That's what's next. I'm telling you, this is how it goes. You know, but yeah, I just want to clear up some things, man. This video is about clearing up some things. I'm with Russia. You know what I'm saying? I was right. You see that stuff that just happened with that girl over there? That shows you how the Ukrainians really are. I never trusted the Ukrainians. I never trusted them. It just something was off about them. It's just, and I just sat back and I didn't say anything But now that I see that they have, you know, these spies, I mean, whatever you want to call them, secret services or whatever, now it explains my hunches. It explains what I've been feeling. And I'm in alliance with Russia because at the end of the day, only thing people can talk about with Russia is communism. What else after that? What else can you talk about? And you ain't got no real reason to hate Russia. The only reason these people hate them and black people following behind them and all you other ethnicities following behind hating Russia, you don't even know why you don't like Russia. Tell me why you don't like them. I'm challenging you for why you don't like them. You can't pinpoint it. You can't. I'm talking about them alone, their character alone, on their own, besides the wars that they got with America. Because war is not an indication of a bad person. That's a 7. War is not an indication of a bad individual. Everybody got to go to war. God goes to war. God's people go to war. All types of, every country has been to war. Going to war is not an indication of a bad individual or country or nation or character. So don't tell me about the wars that they have with America. Country goes to war. Countries go to war. So besides going to war, merely going to war, what problems do you have with it? All you can say is communism. That's all you can say. I'm talking about the character of the people. I'm talking about what have they really done in history that got you like you want a problem, like you want smoke with Russia? I'm gonna tell you what you did. You have not considered the American government and the American community and how they try to conquer everyone, and they could not conquer Russia. And so that's what the smoke has really been about. They could not get on top of Russia. Let's talk about it. They couldn't get on top of them. They wasn't bowing down. They refused to bow down, and they always have refused to bow down to America. And that's really what the smoke is all about. Let's keep it 100. What else is it about? They can't get on top of Russia. That's what it is. Everybody else submits. All these other places submit, except for Russia. So look at human nature. Okay, they're the only country that don't submit. That's what it's all about, man. And so that's where the wars start. America is not innocent concerning Russia either. Let's talk about that. They're not innocent. You know what I mean? With their agendas and purposes and everything concerning Russia. If you just standing with this country for peanuts and they throwing you a little couple dollars, you are not even a human to me. You are an animal taking feed like livestock. That's what you are to me. I'm a human being with principles. I stick with truth and real actions. I don't deal with foolishness. That's why half of y'all walk around like bulls and cows, like livestock. You deal with foolishness of the mind. Half of you live in a dream world, police included. All these people included. The reason why you know this country is falling because there is no respect necessary to give to these people anymore. That's a 7. Who you respect? I respect God. I don't respect y'all. Why should I respect you? I ain't scared of you. So why should I respect you? So what else? Can't respect you because you can't really respect any people here because they all out of pocket. You go look at it. You know what I'm talking about. I don't got to tell you. Just think for a minute. So anybody you think I should respect, think about it. And that's how you know we almost at the end, because there's nobody to respect. I don't respect the police. Police out here in New York raped a 15-year-old girl less than 10 years ago. They put her in the cop car. One of them there was 2 officers. I did a video on it already. They was getting, one of them was getting a hand job in the cop car they supposed to be serving you with. Getting a hand job from a 15-year-old girl in the NYPD cop car. Hey, they always bringing up stuff that happened 10, 20 years ago. Let's bring up something that happened less than 10 years ago that the NYPD did. The NYPD was sexing a 15-year-old girl right here in New York, baby. For all you people that think that stuff happened down south, man, you tripping. 2 NYPD officers was sexing a 15-year-old child. And here's the punchline. She was in a program in their precinct called the Explorers. Look it up. NYPD, 2 NYPD officers, 15-year-old girl. That's all you got to Google. That's all you got to Google. That's what I'm telling you. And look, you ain't saying nothing about that. That's why I don't play any games, man. I don't play any games with you, bruh. Because you full of it, man. You fraud. You want me to tell you who fraudulent is? You want me to tell you who the fraud is? People trying to pull up on people that is unpopular in their country, but they won't pull up on the popular people. Oh, you ain't pulling up on the police? I am. You ain't pulling up on the government? I am. You ain't pulling up on these Freemasons and Illuminati? I'm pulling up. And I'm winning. And you know why you didn't think, you know why y'all ain't done nothing? Because you always thought they had power that they didn't have over you. They ain't got no power over me. Why it ain't working then? Why they scared of me then? You know why? Because I have faith and God equipped me with power, with the faith to get through this. If you never have faith, you can't get the power. Why should God equip you with power and you scared? Why should God equip you with power to beat these people when you're scared of these people? You can't get the equipment. It's like a job. Faith gives you the job, right? But until you have faith, why do you need the job? Why, with fear in your heart, why do you need the equipment? Why do God need to send his angels to do something with you as his agent of change? Like he's used Martin Luther King Jr., he's used Malcolm X, he's always used people. He's always done it. He doesn't use clouds. He uses people. He's always done that. This is not something new. It's just been a long time because everybody's been scared for a long time. Well, if you're not scared, you would be talking about it. You talking about everything else? Listen to them. But you know what, you notice this? They're talking about stuff they're not scared of. Oh yeah, you talk about me because you ain't scared of me. You ain't talking about that government, are you? Yeah, you ain't talking about the Illuminati, are you? See, what I've noticed about Americans in general, no matter what their occupation is, they fight convenient enemies. They fight people they know they can beat. They won't fight nobody they know they can't beat. They won't interact. They will run from people that they can't beat. They will back down. They will not engage anyone they can't beat. They won't stand any type of ground with them. I don't think so. Because the truth is, they don't want no smoke with Russia. Damn, man, come on, man. These people don't want they don't want no smoke, man. Man, Russia is way more hardcore than y'all. All you got is these dirty people around here. You know what I'm saying? Doing dirty stuff. I'm talking about hardcore soldiers, killers. Y'all ain't got that, man. Y'all docile as a people. These people are docile. They not ready to go to war, man. Like, this attitude, man. I'm talking about after you ain't angry and you still going to war. That's a 7. I'm talking about living in it every day, happy or not. That's a 7. I ain't talking about when you mad and you running around with a gun with a temper tantrum. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about going to war for years. Yeah, that part. Not when you pissed off. Not when you pissed off, you going to war. I'm talking about going to war for years. Whether you rain, sun, or shine, snow, happy or sad, glad, food or not. I'm talking about that part. And y'all ain't built like that. Americans ain't built like that. You on time you going to war is when you pissed off. Or when you getting some money. What about when you don't get no money for the war? What you gonna do then? See, half of these people only involved because there's some money involved. Oh, you don't think I know that? I know American perspective. The only reason they involved is because they either angry, which ain't no real anger to me, or they getting money. They're not just warriors that fight for a cause they feel more important than themselves. It's not that. They're fighting for money in the future. They're fighting because it ain't no future, and they're angry about it. See, what you forget is the black man has the ability to stand alone. I don't have to stand with black people. I don't have to stand with nobody, and I'm still me. I don't need to stand with nobody. Now, if you want to stand with me, then you must first stand with God. Because you can't come over here talking about you standing with me, but you ain't standing with God. No, that ain't gonna work. You can't even get access if you ain't standing with God. That's a 7. You can't even get access to me if you're not standing with God. Because I have to explain so much to you that I don't agree with because I stand with God. So you got to go to God first, and it clears it all up. Stuff I don't have time to explain. I don't have time to explain all of that. I don't have time. Like 50 states with gay marriage, I can't. You try and come over here and be in alliance with me? I would have to explain all of that when you simply could stand with God and you will understand it. I can't explain all of that all over and over and over again. And I can't be in alliance with it. See, the rubber's meeting the road. You got people that do stuff. People say like this. See, exposure works both ways. You know how people want to expose somebody. You know we live in this exposure culture, right? But what stupid people don't understand is exposing someone works both ways. That's a 7. Because, okay, someone may appear to be good, appear to be everything you like, you know, down with the people, down with the cause, right? Then they get exposed. Now you see they ain't really about that life. Then you have somebody that everybody put this bad image on them. See where I'm going with this? Saying all this stuff about them, right? And then they get exposed, right? Remember, they already considered bad and all of this stuff, right? Then they get exposed and you find out they better than all of y'all. That's 2 different types of exposure. That's 2 different types of exposing someone. You thought one was good, you exposed him, and then you found out he was bad. You thought one was bad, you exposed him, and you found out he was good. Yeah, that's good right there. I could turn off my video right now. I done said what I need to say. You tried to expose me, and I came out to be good. You tried to expose me as fraudulent, and I came out to be more authentic than all of y'all. Then tell me why you sitting back acting like you don't know nothing. Tell me why you sitting back like you blind. I don't know people that sit back and I don't know nobody. I don't know the truth the people of truth to sit back and do nothing. You can say it's wisdom, but like I said, the truth of the matter is this. You have been afraid. You have been fearful of the powers that be. You have been afraid of the powers that be. You have been afraid of the white man, and you think that you're moving in silence and secrecy. Let's just talk about it. You think that that's moving in wisdom and you're moving strategically. You ain't moving strategically. You are afraid. Sitting up here talking about we moving in silence. You think somebody like me is stupid. Because you think I'm saying it out and putting myself out there and setting myself up for the mark. I know how you think. But God gives me the equipment to survive. And when I have faith and when I speak the truth, he will empower me to live. That's what you forgot about. When you step out on water, God will make you walk on water. But see, y'all scared to walk on water. Everybody telling you you're going to sink, you're going to fall, you're going to die if you start talking about this, you start talking about that. You ain't no water walker. You ain't no water walker. Let's just call it what it is. And that's why this country is in the state that it's in now. It's in the state that it's in now because everybody's scared to speak the truth. You're scared of these names, and you know they're human beings which are capable of dying. As long as I know you're human, I know I can beat you. Because I got God, and God can beat you. I don't care how many it is of you. If I know you're human, I can defeat you. That's faith, buddy. Hey, as long as you're human down here, flesh and blood, I can beat you. See, it works both ways. People always talking about you can be touched. You can be touched too. You can be touched too, partner. You forgot about that part. You walking around here with your big head all up in the clouds. Bro, you can be touched too. It works both ways. It don't just work my way. That's what you forgot about. All these people talking about you can be touched. The you can be touched community. Let me help you with something. You can be touched too. The American government can be touched too. The Illuminati can be touched too. The Freemasons can be touched too. The black community that won't smoke, whatever portion do, can be touched too. The white community, the racist part, the white militias, you can be touched too. Any mob from any ethnicity, I don't care which mob it is, they can be touched too. Let's get this all balanced out as it really is. The whole American country can be touched. Yeah, you be reserving that. You be reserving that for your enemies. It's for you too. You quick to tell your enemies that. Why don't you tell yourself that so you can humble yourself down to realize what's going on? Because in this situation, this is the kingdom of God, buddy. You done bit off more than you can chew. This ain't no gangsters. We are not gangsters. We're above gangsters. We're above kings. We're above those people. Well, I don't need any men to run back and forth to get this done, do I? Then I'm above a king. A king has to have people to take his orders. Right or wrong? You see anybody taking my orders? Do you see anybody taking my orders? So I'm above a king. It's getting done. Ain't it getting done? Is it not getting done? And it's getting done without people taking my orders for it to be done. So stop downgrading me. I ain't no king. I'm above a king of your world. I'm above them people. Then why your leaders can't get it done then? Explain to me why none of your leaders have been getting it done. Then I'm above the kings that in that realm of kings. I'm a prophet. A prophet can get something done without even making one step out of his room. I'm getting this done right here. A king cannot do that. A king has to have people to run back and forth to do this. In other words, really, A king has to manipulate, just like everybody else. You see me manipulating in any way? I'm not manipulating anything. That's why you know I'm above all your kingdoms, because all of your men have to manipulate. That's a 7. Boom. You don't see me manipulating. I ain't giving nobody money to do this. I ain't telling people to do that. I ain't doing none of that. I ain't politicking. I don't care who's out here. I don't care. I don't care who's in your country. I don't care what you think they're capable of doing. Do you see me manipulating? So therefore, I'm above you because I'm still getting it done. That's what I'm saying. That part right there. That part right there. If you bad as me, then sit in a room and do nothing and see it all happen. Do nothing. I'm talking about absolutely physically nothing. Physically nothing. You can't do it. You have to go out here and manipulate it. And manipulate because you are bound as a human being to the human experience and human limitations. You cannot sit and just be here. You have to go and manipulate. Why do I not have to go manipulate? Why? Why do I don't have to go do it? Because I am above the human experience, living in a spiritual life. I live in a spiritual life. My life is attached to the spiritual world. My life is attached to the spiritual realm. Therefore, I don't have to manipulate as men do. I don't have to go out here and give money here and money there and go politic and watch my back like y'all got to watch y'all back. I don't have to watch my back. I know you scared to have that level of faith. You ain't on this level. Everyone say they spiritual and magical and all these in-betweens. They're divine and they're all these different things. But you're watching your back. What a prophet look like watching his back? That part. What does a preacher look like watching his back? What does a preacher look like, full of faith and power, watching their back? I don't have to watch my back at all. You've misperceived who I am. I'm the real thing. I know you thought it would be perfect. You thought it would be all angelic and I would have wings and I would have a halo. I'm sorry, I don't have a halo. But I'm the real thing. I don't have to watch my back. Don't ever approach me with that mentality. I don't have to do it. You have to do it. You have to manipulate. I don't have to manipulate. That's why I am above you, whether you like it or not. This is why I'm above your kingdoms, whether you like it or not. Why you gotta manipulate? If you're as mighty and bad as me, then just don't do nothing. That's what I have been doing. I have physically been doing nothing. By the way, while you're acting like I'm out here in some fantasy world that you're living in, reality is I have been in this room doing nothing, basically. Let's keep it 100. What have I been doing? Let's keep it geographical. Let's keep it geographical. Let's keep it geographical. Where have I been at? That's what I'm saying. Let's get all this foolishness like I'm out here doing this and I'm out here doing that. Bruh, I've been right here in this room for almost over a year. Over a year. Stop, man. Heck, no. I ain't gonna let you act like I'm out here in these politics, getting stuff done, moving around. Nah, it ain't been that. That's why I don't have no real problems. That's why. Because people know what my position has been. And that's why they're scared of me too. Because I'm sitting here and it's all getting done. I'm sitting here and God is doing all of it. Yeah. And that's the difference between my kingdom and the kingdom that I'm in and the kingdom that you're in. We ain't in the same kingdoms, buddy. You can't be naive. You can't be gullible and short-sighted and slow of hearing. Just because I'm here in America doesn't mean I'm with America. I wasn't born of America. I was born of a woman. I was not born in the USA. I was born out of a woman. That's where I came from. I came out of a woman. I didn't come out of the dirt of America. Now, if I came out of America, which we know that can't happen, then you could say that I'm yours. I'm not yours. I'm born of a woman. Yeah, I'm getting all of this cleared up. I'm getting all of this cleared up for all these crazy people. Sitting out here, oh, that's our man. How I'm your man? I'm born of a woman. You didn't make me. In other words, you did not create me. You tripping. And for anybody who think I was a made man before you got here, I was a made man before you got here. You understand? That's why you here in the first place. Why are you here then? You're here because I was already getting results as a made man. That's why you're here. That's a second. I'm here because I was already getting results as a made man. It wasn't because you seen potential. I was getting results. That part, yeah, let's get this understood. Let's get all this cleared up. Like you making me. Imagine that. Well, then why you ain't doing what I'm doing? That don't make sense to me. I'm doing more than you do. But you made me. That part. You ain't made me. Don't flatter yourself. I was a made man before y'all got here. Just like Jay-Z said. Jay-Z said it best. Jay-Z said, you was who you was before you got here, right? That worked both ways. That don't work just the bad way. That worked the good way too. I was the man I am now before I got to New York. Yeah, you ain't make me. I was.